Hey everyone, it's John Taylor. Happy New Year. Hey, do me a favor, like and share the video, thanks. I'm getting a lot of traction on my channel. Got about 50 or 100 new subs. I want to welcome all my subscribers. Today is Friday, January 2nd, 2026. My goodness, a lot of news, geopolitics, socioeconomics, extraordinary. And then, I go over my trading plan at the end, so I give you 100% free alpha, not investment advice. You got to make sure you read the risk disclosure. So check this out, right? So let's look at the news here. I mean, I've been crushing it on on everything, on Bitcoin. I've been banking some huge trading swing profits in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, just doing great with such, and so thankful. So, haven't done a video in a couple days because of the holidays and everything. Spending a lot of quality time with family and friends and all that. It's been great. So, check this out. Let's go over the news headlines here real quick. And first things first, I'll put the link in my video, looking at what's going on in Iran, the social unrest and geopolitical risk and socioeconomic risk. I penned an ebook. I'll put the links in it below, but it's titled How to Be Your Own Central Bank. It's on Kindle. You can read it for free. Be your own central bank. So it's interesting. You study the geopolitics and social studies and econometrics of what's transpiring in Iran, and other countries have experienced the same thing. It's been transpiring since this behavior since the French Revolution, power to the people and revolution and overthrow the king type thing. And the people, they have no bread to eat. And then the quote is, let them eat brioche. So the bourgeoisie started this all with this narrative back in the French Revolution. And now, before the Iranians were chanting, down with the U.S. and down with Israel. Now it's down with the Khomeini. So now they've gone full circle, and it's not good. So my concern is that, I know this is far out, anything's possible, but that chicken can come home to roost here in the U.S. And people think that's far out, but there could be the same type of scenario that transpires here in the U.S. that's transpiring in Iran. And some might think that's way far out. But look at the Weimar Republic back in 1920 to 1923, and then the hyperinflation. So check out my ebook, How to Be Your Own Central Bank. So I look at geopolitics every day, and a sad story too. In Switzerland, there was a fire there that took the lives of many people. Very sad. So let's read here on bar chart. I go over geopolitics. I just kind of read the news headlines. This is my morning routine, although it's around 5:30 p.m., on the 2nd of January. S&P 500 off, fractionally. Crude oil's off again. Gold bullion taking a little breather at 4,329. I've been selling some of my silver bullion products, taking a nice profit out of that when they pump here on the short squeeze, providing liquidity to the precious metals market. Stocks settle mixed on strength in chipmakers and weakness in mega cap. Wall Street edges higher on wobbly start to 2026. Tesla loses title as the world's largest electric vehicle maker as sales fall for a second year. So they're not selling the electric vehicles, but they might be selling other products, tiny houses, solar panels, who knows. Greece cuts student population at universities by half after long study breaks are abolished. So we'll see what's going on there. AI, artificial intelligence, Lam Research, news on it, Micron moved to overbought territory, and Micron Technologies. Super Microcomputer just launched a new AI server. So a lot of news with that. S&P 5 minis closed up 8 points. Nasdaq minis off 71 points. Dow futures closed plus 280. The VIX at 16.12. It's just been trending up, the trend. The dollar, the Dixie at 98.15. The dollar is not doing so well against, Swiss franc and all the other currencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. The 10-year at 112-065. Crude oil again at 53.32. So this is just my daily routine. Nat gas looks potentially oversold at 3.04. Gold again off about 11 points at 4,329. Silver bullion at 71, so it's peeled off about 10 or 11 points from its pinnacle. But this is the thing I've been selling for the last couple of weeks as the silver bullion market. What transpired is that I've cornered the precious metals market again. So as that happens, I provide liquidity. So I'm a liquidity provider on these parabolic moves in the precious metals market right now. Corn, wheat, soybeans. I'm not a CTA. I'm not a commodity trading advisor. Cocoa is off, coffee. So let's look at the stocks that are active. Intel, very active today. Tesla, active. NVIDIA, very active. Micron Technologies, up 10%. Microsoft, Mr. Softy. Amazon, Apple, Palantir. Google's doing great. I've owned Google stock for years. I use Google probably an average 5 times a day. Meta Platforms and Broadcom. So these are the active stocks on the stock exchange. And then also Chubb. Chubb is trading at a new 20-year high. So what's going on with Chubb? Are they getting chubby like me? I'm still about 20 pounds overweight, but I've dropped a lot of weight recently. Doing diet and exercise and breathing work and pranic breathing and stretching, doing that every day, and juicing, taking my supplements and everything. So that's what's being reported on bar chart. So let's look at Yahoo Finance. What's going on in Yahoo Finance here? Yahoo Finance is reporting the Dow, S&P edge higher to kick off 2026. Semiconductor stocks are pumping. All right. Tesla, again, not doing so well. 107% tariffs on Italiano pasta no longer set to take effect. Madonna mia, I got the semolina, mangia. So the semolina farmers in Italy, I guess they're delighted. FTSE top 100 tops 10,000 for the first time. FTSE's pumping. The British, look, I got my Bentley. So the United Kingdom, gold and silver advanced to open new year as index selling limps. Grok, images draw rebuke. And France flags content as illegal from Grok. Projected 5-year interest rates on mortgages, and Saks CEO steps down. I guess a heavy debt load. Saks, announced that Saks Fifth Avenue that they went bankrupt. So a lot of the big retailers, they can't compete with Amazon and so forth. And the consumers tapped out. They're not spending money. Orsted file legal challenges to Trump's wind farm halt. So Wall Street carries big expectations after best run since 2009. So oil futures as traders weigh surplus, geopolitics risk, Iran, Russia, China, my goodness. And then Venezuela. So the wars are usually fought on or over resource lands that are rich in natural resources. So all things being equal, as they say, Venezuela, if I'm not mistaken, is a member of OPEC. So they've got the sweet crude oil that the West wants. And also Iran, there's news stories that, they're selling their oil to China and to other countries as basically a cheap gas station. And then the economic resources that the country of Iran receives, for some reason, it's just all gone missing, Yeah. So NVIDIA is active. Plug Power. Is Plug Power oversold? Intel's pumping again. Tesla actively traded. So these are the stories on Yahoo Finance. Running about 10 minutes. I've been crushing it on Bitcoin. I mean, doing some swing trade. Whenever and I'm quoting Jesse Livermore, whenever I had the patience to wait for the pivot points, I always made money in my operations. So I'd let Bitcoin come to me and I set the pivot points every day. Bitcoin's been retracing to all the pivot points. I purchase the market in Bitcoin and then it pumps and then I sell into the pump as everyone else is waiting for confirmation and they chase the trade. So, I'm guessing for real in the last 2 weeks or less, I'm probably banked 15,000 points in trading point on just on Bitcoin alone. Bought some Ethereum recently, sold it for a couple 100-point profit. XRP pumping. Ethereum's up almost 5%. Solana, I own it. Again, fair disclosure, I'm not a commodity trading advisor. Do like and share. Like my videos. Subscribe to my channel, please. XRP's up 7%. Scalped it today for a nice profit. Sold it. Not all of my position, but taking some nice trades out of it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Own the Dogecoin. Some Pepe. Pepe's pumping up 22%. So here's a secret though. Altcoin season has started. A lot of people don't know that yet. Even though the fear and greed index, Bitcoin is oversold technically. So that's how I'll go into my trading plan. So the weighted alpha. So on bar chart, I might even put a link on this too. So looking at the futures, all right, long-term trends on bar chart. All right, silver bullion has 154 positive weighted alpha, the entire metals complex. So I sell into that weighted alpha, and so I'm a seller, not all of it, but silver, platinum, palladium, and gold. Lithium's even pumping too, and then copper. So I'm a seller of the metals. And in a perfect world, looking at orange juice, butter, cash settled, rough rice, VIX, cocoa, nat gas, these are the commodities that are oversold. So I'm a seller of some, not all, but some of my silver bullion and just crushing it, and then doing great with that. And then looking at what commodities are oversold. So looking at the negative weighted alpha, in a perfect world, I'd be selling my silver bullion, not all of it again, but then purchasing orange juice. But so looking at the weighted alpha on my commodities, the ones at the bottom of the list, VIXY, that's oversold, negative 60. Weighted alpha, nat gas is oversold. Sugar, Tectrum, sugar cane, CANE. So on the cryptos though, Bitcoin is a negative, just about 14 weighted alpha, and then so is the Mexican dollar, US dollar. So the Swissy, the US Swiss franc. So my purchase is I'm a seller of the silver bullion on the weighted alpha, and then taking those hyperinflated dollars off my silver bullion products. I show my viewers these here. Look, this is the reason I wrote my book, How to Be Your Own Central Bank. So look at this. See these things? These are all silver bullion products that I minted. I own thousands of these, and now I'm squeaking out about 5 or 6 a day on my e-commerce, just totally crushing it. And then I'm taking those hyperinflated, I'm just talking out loud, giving you free alpha. And then where's the value that I can purchase something oversold technically on the weighted alpha? I don't use a technical analysis. So Bitcoin, negative 14 weighted alpha, BTC, USD, the US dollar versus the peso, the South African rand, the Swissy, the Swiss franc, so you can purchase all the VIXY you want, oversold and negative 60 weighted alpha. Nat gas could be approaching being oversold. So with that, I'm taking free alpha, non-investment advice. Got to say that. I'm a buyer of Bitcoin during this time of retracement, and it's changing while it's at about 90,000. So I've been a buyer of it and swing trading it for the last 2 weeks and just doing phenomenal in my Bitcoin position. So that's my trading plan on the commodities, and I consider Bitcoin and Ethereum as a commodity. Some would disagree. So it's a lot to talk about. Now let's go over my trading plan. My blockchain ETFs took a huge profit out of them today. Sold, scalped out, sold some Bitcoin for like a 5,000 point profit. A dollar cost average SPY ETF every day. All right. Blockchain ETF pump today. I sold it. I've been accumulating it for the last, I DCA BKCH every day. And then over the last 2 weeks, and then I sold it and then took a nice 10% profit, but that's multiplied by over about 10 or 20 days. So monetized well with it. And then Block, BLOK, sold it for a nice profit. And then ETH, ETHE, it's an ETF. So just going over my trading plan. That's what I have for today. Can't wait, tomorrow, yesterday's history and tomorrow's a mystery. So I always say this every day to myself. I give thanks for my abundant supply that is now manifested, and I have it now. So with that, I've got a short squeeze in the precious metals, selling it, and then letting Bitcoin come to me, and an oversold weighted alpha, accumulating Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana on oversold commodity on weighted alpha, selling the silver bullion. I know it's repetitive. And then DCAing the blockchain ETFs, BKCH block, and then ETH, ETHE ETF. So that's really what I have. And it's just rocking. Had a huge couple weeks, like I said, on the Momo swing trading at the pivot points on Bitcoin. So it's been wonderful. So that's what I have for today, folks. To thine own self be true. Invest in yourself. Live for the moment. You're worth it. So I got pivot points right now open to purchase Bitcoin at 88,100, 87.7, 87.1, and 86.7. So as it dips here like this past the pivot points, I'm accumulating Bitcoin when everyone else on the leverage is being forced liquidated. So I'm a liquidity provider at the pivot points. Served me well. And so I do exactly opposite of Livermore. No margin, asymmetric risk. I own what I own. And then also too, I wait for the market to come to me at the pivot points. Rather, Livermore would be shorting it past all the pivot points. I do the opposite. Livermore blew up 4 or 5 times using the margin and then would earn vast fortunes and then lose it. I just kind of sit tight. And I always have a lot of other things going on. Precious metals, Bitcoin, real estate, cars, fine art. I own fine art too. So I've been at this game of trading and speculation. I've not ever used margin since 1987. So with that, that's really what I have today. I'm running about 19 minutes. Almost out of breath too, boy, trying to get all this in. Waiting for Bitcoin to come to me at the pivot points. Had several big dips here a couple of days in a row, and then it pumps back up, and then like 5,000 points. So I've been selling Bitcoin the last 3 days for like 15,000 point profit on Momo swing at the pivot points. So check out the links below. You can see my previous videos. Like and share. Stay with me to the end. Like I said, you get the free alpha. And everyone have a wonderful, great New Year's, and let the market come to you at the pivot points. And invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. Thanks, everyone. It's John Taylor. Here's on my news desk and on my prop trading desk here. And, so have an awesome, wonderful, super great day. Like and share. and welcome everyone. You guys seem to like all of my cooking videos, so thinking about changing my channel over to doing geopolitics, socioeconomics, trading plan, and then lifestyle with myself as a chef and how I roll with such. So my cooking videos have become very popular. My grandfather was a semi-famous, world-famous chef, so I learned a lot in my youth about cooking from dear old granddad. So everyone spend time, hug your loved ones today, and remember that you can achieve anything. It's all about here in the mind. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. So with that, John Taylor on my news desk, my prop trading desk. Thanks, Hallman Motors there in Fort Lauderdale. They did some great work there at FLIBS, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and you can do it.